Welcome, Truth Seekers. I am Leroy Truth for Leroy Truth Investigation at the incredible, extraordinary Coach House Restaurant in North Bergen. This is our favorite place to go after we go to the meetings and expose the extraordinary corruption that's stacked. So let's get rolling. Let's start with Vinny here. What's your channel and what was your take on the meeting tonight?
So my channel is South Jersey News. Take on the meeting is that they never listen to us and we can't hear them. So at this meeting, I brought a PA system. I had 2 microphones. We offered them a mic. They didn't want to take it. We used the mic. Everything went smoothly. They didn't want to answer any of our questions. And at the end of the meeting, the security guard, I asked the security guard for his name because he was being rude to another patron that was at the meeting. So he said his name was Daddy. And I said, oh, is that what your wife calls you at night? And then he got in my face and he said, you better watch out.
Don't lock the door.
It's your job, open it.
I'm sorry?
It's your job, we'll open it.
All right, here we go. Yeah, let me get through there. Thank you. A what? I don't even know. Watch yourself. Oh.
Wow, that was rude. Pretty rude.
And my back already messed up.
That's what I mean.
Hit me in the back.
Pretty rude. He told you to watch out as the door was hitting you.
You know, is Jay, Baji, is working today then?
He's not working tonight, no.
How can I make contact with him? Because I'm trying to figure somebody to come and talk to him.
So just respond to the police desk and ask for his availability and they'll let you know, okay?
Okay.
All right, take care.
Take
Good
care.
night.
You be safe out here.
Thank you.
Here we go, guys. Follow me. I'm going to ask you to please move so I can get through here. Would you mind?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you mind moving out of the way, sir, so I can get this one and put it back there?
Excuse yourself.
Fantastic.
That's how you talk to people. You got no say move.
What's your name?
Ain't no cow.
What's your name, boss? What's your name, boss?
Yeah, I'll be home at 7. I mean,
He's
no, 9.
on the phone. Won't tell me his name.
Don't talk about that
Jeez.
petty, man. I'm all with that petty shit. Oh, you too late, man. Damn, you came over late. Huh? What'd you get? Did you talk? Yeah, I didn't talk, but you know what I'm saying? Damn.
What was your name?
Excuse me.
What was your name?
Daddy.
Daddy?
Uh-huh.
Is that what your wife calls you?
I'm sorry?
That's what
Be very careful, my friend.
That's what your wife
Be
calls you?
very careful. You hold to your camera. And enjoy that.
What do you mean be very careful? You see that? I asked him for his name. He's very rude. And he got in my face like that. You see that, officer? I actually feel threatened. Just so you know, I actually do feel threatened. He got right into my face. Did you see that? That was insane. I'll show you that on camera. That was insane. No. That was crazy. What's your name? What's your name? I want his name. I'm serious. I want to file a complaint. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Got in my face like that.
that was uncalled for. Did you even see that?
So nothing's happening.
It always is. You guys are never paying attention when
What's
you
he walking away for? I saw it. I'm the witness.
There's multiple witnesses and it's on camera. It's on 3 cameras, 4 cameras.
What's the threat that he gave you?
He said, watch out. And he got right in my face.
No, he told you to be careful too.
What happened? Daniel Enrique Vidal.
Talk to me. Talk to me. We're gonna need your name. Relax, relax. Talk to the side. Let's talk to the side. We're gonna need it now. You don't act like that.
Are you crazy, Daniel?
Talk to me real quick, all right?
Are you fucking crazy, Daniel?
Guys, I'll handle it, all right? I just wonder if he's on some sort of substances the way he just got in his face.
The comment about my wife.
Nobody.
Comment about my wife gonna bother me a little bit.
He didn't make a comment about
He said his name was Daddy. I said, is that what your wife calls you at night?
Oh, he said Patty.
No, he said Daddy.
I thought Patty. He looks like a Patty.
you get him his information to do a report?
Yes.
To get his name, you can get out of here.
I saw it. I thought he was going to punch you.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we made a report with the Union City PD. I mean, this is the second time that there's an incident with the security. One time it was Christo with Jersey Watcher, an incident with Treach. These security guards are just out of control. It's just another thing on top of the mountain.
They're not real security guards.
He's going to be fired. And what's his name? Did you get his name? It's not Daddy, obviously.
It's Daniel. David. Oh, it's David. You guys' name? I'll go.
That's not his name. No. Can you speak up, please? We cannot hear you. We can't hear you. You're too far away.
Intimidating.
Would you like the microphone? We have an extra one.
Next speaker.
That's a
My name is Vinny, South Jersey News. I actually brought a PA system with me because we can't hear you. I had an extra microphone. I asked Bert Ballard if he can actually give it to you guys, but they declined. It would actually be really easy if you guys could do that, so we can actually hear you. I spent $700 just to be able to hear you, but this is what it is. At the New Jersey State House, Brian Stack made a bold claim. He said that we're all controlled and being paid. Brian, can you tell us exactly who's paying us? Because I haven't received a single check. Apparently there's a pile of money waiting for me, and I'd love to know where to pick it up. So who should I speak to? Is there anyone I should speak to? Brian, you also mentioned the Hudson County political bosses are controlling us. That is quite a statement. Can you be more specific? Who exactly are you referring to? Names. Brian, give us names. And Brian, you claim you've been harassed by Leroy for over a year, yet you refuse to explain how. You also say you've been harassed for 15 years. It sounds like you believe that anyone challenging you is harassment, that politics itself is harassment, unless you're the one playing the game. So tell me, Brian, am I harassing you now? Thanks, I yield my time.
All right, Scalzo, what was your take on the meeting tonight? You got to speak up for the camera. Can you come in a little closer with the videographer? Unless he was lying. Yeah, Scalzo, do you want to say anything?
That's the basic question. If I gave Brian Stack the Justin Mercado treatment and I stomped on Brian Stack's cell phone and threatened to punch him, if that would be illegal or not, legal or illegal, and I couldn't get an answer. We still don't know if it's illegal to stomp on people's cell phones yet in Union City. I will speak to a lawyer about that. But it's legal for Justin Mercado to do it, so.
Yeah, we know it's illegal as hell. All right.
My name is Scalzo. My contact information is at scalzophoto.com. I have a number of issues I want to speak about. Next meeting, I'm going to be a little more, print out some visuals so I can get my point across a little bit better. I just want to clear up a few things. Since Leroy and I have been there, we have not used even a tiny bit of physical violence, yet Brian Stack and his people have used it multiple times, starting off with, famously, Justin Mercado, who, the first meeting when Leroy asked really softball questions, he asked why Brian Stack got a raise. That's a softball question. He could have said, hey, provide this value, provide that value, and so on and so forth, that's why he deserves a raise. But instead what happened, I could easily distract it. Thank you. So, what happened afterwards, Leroy said to Brian Stack, a very innocent question, I'm going to be investigating you, Mr. Stack. And Brian goes, no, you're not. That's not what an innocent man says. Leroy spoke to the Weehawken mayor, was it Turner? And,
yes.
Was he?
Are you speaking?
Siri. The way they met Leroy is with a conversation, a handshake, and a smile. And Leroy asked them, I'm going to be investigating you. You know what they said? Hey, no problem. Feel free. But Brian Stack does not do that. Instead, Justin Mercado comes around the corner, wrestles Leroy's cell phone from him, stomps on it, and then threatens to punch Leroy in the face, which I'm going to bring visuals of that next time. We will hear, there's no rush. So I guess my question for the lawyer is, if I was to give Brian Stack the Justin Mercado treatment, let's say he gets up from the table and I wrestle Brian Stack's cell phone from him, stomp on it, and then threaten to punch Brian Stack in the face, would that be legal or illegal? Yeah, whoever would like to answer. Go for
Raise
it.
their hand if they think it's legal.
Let me just state the question again. If I was to, let's see how can I phrase it. If Justin Mercado was to give Brian Stack the Justin Mercado treatment and stomp on his cell phone and threaten to punch him, would that be legal or illegal? I think it might be illegal. Little tip, I think it might be illegal. Unless it's not illegal in Union City. If that's not illegal in Union City, I guess we go around threatening to punch people in Union City. I guess we'll find out. Which, for the record, I would never do that because, here's another thing I want to say. Here's the difference between people with ethics versus people without ethics. In the photo screenshot, Brian Stack is right there seeing Justin Mercado threaten to punch Leroy and stop his cell phone. Brian Stack does absolutely nothing. So we have standards and ethics. If Leroy or any of these guys stomped on someone's cell phone and threatened to punch them, what I would say to them is, I'm not working with you anymore until you apologize and buy them a cell phone, just as a gesture. But that thought never even entered Brian Stack's mind, because a lot of these guys have what I call a mobster mentality. Mobster personality types, which this part of New Jersey is not surprising. 50 seconds left. I don't know how to sing, so I can't do it. I like the silence. It's very nice, actually. And, here's one since Donald Skrinsky's here. In an article, Donald Skrinsky said that Leroy Truth was terrorizing the employees. Here's how you know it's not true. Every time Leroy goes to the mayor's office, the police show up, shake Leroy's hands, give him a pat on the back, and then leave. That's not how you treat someone that's terrorizing employees. Leroy goes to the mayor's office. I'm going to bring a visual next time of countless officers shaking Leroy's hand. By the way, the officers speak to Leroy. I say about half the police department are supporters of Leroy. I'm not going to say who, because... And finally, as the women secretaries are out fending for themselves, while Brian Stack hides behind a locked door in his office. So.
Thank you. Next speaker. And who are you? And tell the camera loudly.
Jersey Watcher YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. I'm the reason Edison banned the American flag. So the reason why I came to the Union City meeting today is simply because at the State House they removed Leroy, at the church they removed Leroy. Everywhere Leroy goes, his First Amendment rights are being violated. I like to look around the state to see who else is being treated like me. And apparently the only person I can find is you, Leroy. And yeah. Also, at the meeting, this is the second time a security guard was going unhinged, trying to attack my friend here, South Jersey News, Vinny. Disgusted about that. And as for the Union City Police, they continue escalating. Rather than de-escalate, they escalate. There's more cameras, and that's it.
All right, excellent. Thank you.
Consent agenda.
Anybody next?
Go.
I am next.
Go, just go.
Am I recognized?
You are recognized to speak.
Thank you.
You look at it.
I can't hear you.
State your name and address for the record, please.
I'd like to remain anonymous. I don't want you to violate my Fourth Amendment right in order for me to express my First Amendment right. You don't even know if I'm exempt. You didn't even ask me if I'm exempt under Daniel's law. So that's a little bit disgusting. Am I recognized? May I continue?
They don't do that here.
Okay, so I wanted to speak about the consent agenda. I raised my hand. Nobody allowed me to speak. You just kept on with your meeting. Captain Bernbauer told me it wasn't time yet. Obviously, that was the right time, and I'm going to be over requesting the cameras to prove it. I asked Captain Bernbauer, where can I over request that body camera that's live streaming right now? He told me it was live streaming. Do I over request through Union City? Do I over request through the prosecutor's office? And he's not telling me. And I'm going to check to see if that's against Attorney General guidelines, because I'm asking so I can over request that body camera. Just to make sure that no laws were broken on your end. So I'm just a little disgusted on there. So what's that one individual's name that he said Mayor Steck strangled his father, allegedly?
Ray Mitchell.
Ray. So there's a gentleman, Ray Mitchell. I'm here because of Ray Mitchell. Ray Mitchell claims, allegedly, Mayor Steck, that you, or somebody you hired, strangled his father. So me, as an investigative journalist, I caught on to the story, and I'm here to ask you, did you strangle Ray Mitchell's father with your bare hands, or did you pay somebody to do it? Mayor Steck, I'll ask you again. Did you strangle Ray Mitchell's father with your bare hands, or did you pay somebody to do it? Your silence speaks volumes, and if somebody accused me of strangling somebody to death, I'd come out and say, no, no, no. What are you talking about? Are you on drugs? But your silence speaks volumes. You're making no attempt to say, hey, I didn't do it, I did do it. And I'd like to question you strictly on your campaign material. What's this I hear about that you want to eliminate your opposition? Is that why you got all this extra security around? Did somebody in your opposition get upset that you're trying to eliminate them, that they hired somebody, and you're afraid that somebody might come after you? Captain Bernbauer, are you going to investigate his campaign material, which says that he wants to, quote unquote, eliminate his political opponents? Will you investigate that as hard as you're investigating us, as we're doing our First Amendment protected activity? No answer, no reply. I'm against this whole consent agenda, Mayor Brian P. Stack. I'm against you. I'm against everything you stand for. Why was Leroy removed from the State House? Why was he removed from the church? Mayor Brian Stack, did you ever have any sexual activity with Governor McGreevy? Because almost everyone that comes across Governor McGreevy has sexual activity with him. Apparently, we hear in his own words, in his own memoir, that he was going to gas station rest stops looking for truck drivers to sleep with, in his own words, so I don't have to say allegedly. Mayor Brian Stack, do you drive a truck? Do you drive a truck? Did you and Governor McGreevy ever go inside that truck? I'm asking you a question. Okay, he's just ignoring us. So what other things has he been doing? Oh, you work with the governor and the state police to remove him from a church, which is his First Amendment protected activity, to go. Freedom of religion. He wanted to go and pray. He wanted the demons to stay out of Union City, out of Jersey City. You guys knew this, and you were afraid that God's wrath was about to hop on all of you. So he said to your goons in the state police, remove Leroy, make sure that his prayer doesn't get to God Almighty. But it has went to God Almighty, Mayor Brian P. Stack. I'm here. Jesus Christ told me to come here and tell you that all sins can be forgiven. He's even forgiven murderers. According to Ray Mitchell, allegedly you're a killer and a murderer. Would you like to reach out, say a prayer to Jesus and ask him to absolve you of your sins? We could be brothers in Christ. Okay. No, not thank you.
Yeah, Mikey, what's your channel?
I go by Social Justice Water Pipe, also known as Bon Polio.
On what?
On YouTube. I'll keep it rather brief so we can make our rounds here, but for the most part, we brought a PA system. We used our microphones. They wouldn't use the other microphone that we asked for them to use. I got into a little gavel banging war with the mayor because he kept talking while I was speaking.
He was talking over you.
Talking over me, you know. So I'm banging the gavel on him. He's banging the gavel on me. And I was there because, as a constitutional activist, First Amendment activist, watching Leroy get ripped out of the church, watching him get ripped out of the State House, completely unbelievable. So I wanted to be here to support Leroy, give Brian Stack hell. He's a disgrace of a person, let alone a public official, and we'll move it on to Lefty here.
Hello. Let's start the clock properly, please. I'll wait. All right, thank you. Now the clock's back to 0. All right. I'm going to ask that none of you speak amongst yourself while I'm speaking. Show a little integrity, show a little respect. None of us are speaking over any speakers, so none of you better dare to speak while I'm speaking. Brian, you're speaking. Stop speaking while I'm speaking, Mayor Brian Stack. You're out of order. You're out of order, buddy. Hey, yo, Mayor Clown. You're out of order. Just pretend like you have a shred of dignity. Just pretend. Don't beat the gavel. Don't you dare bang the gavel on me while I'm speaking. Don't you dare bang the gavel while I'm speaking. What the hell is wrong with you?
First gavel back in history.
You were like a little kid. You were like a little kid. You skipped right over the consent agenda. None of us could hear. You're mumbling. You refuse to take a microphone. $700 was spent for this PA system. And you refuse to use the microphone. Because that's how you treat the public. You don't give a shit. What the hell were you doing in a goddamn church at a political rally? Why were you conspiring with the governor, an ex-disgraced governor, Jim McGreevey, to have this man removed from your political rally at a church? I mean, I know you have a whole slew of all-time lows. And what happened at the State House? Don't be speaking, you clown. Now while I'm talking, I'll bang my gavel again. Why was Leroy Truth removed from the State House? Why did you conspire with the governor and the state police to have him removed? No answer? Because you can't handle criticism? The almighty tough Mayor Brian Stack. What's going on? Senator Brian Stack, head of the Judiciary Committee. You have him removed.
Lefty Grimes, Sativa Cross. We're a 501c3 fighting for disability rights. And if you're disabled, Union City is probably the worst place to live. And Brian Stack is doing nothing about it. You have urban enterprise zones with no wheelchair access. You got a police station with no wheelchair access. And we couldn't fight for wheelchair access without the First Amendment. So that's why we're here to support Leroy, because he's been getting screwed over by Brian Stack, and it's disgusting. I've never been to hundreds of council meetings. I've never seen a less transparent meeting than Union City. It's a shit show.
Right, thank you.
My name is Edward Lefty Grimes. I'm with sativacross.org. We're a 501c3 here in Hudson County. And did you guys bring your own sound system?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, because I can't hear you guys at all. I don't know why you guys can't have a sound system, because I can't hear you.
We offered them a mic.
And you offered, they wouldn't take the mic.
No.
You wouldn't take the mic. Why wouldn't you take the mic? We can't hear you. And I'm disabled. You have other people that are disabled that can't hear you. I had to park by Popeyes to come here in my wheelchair. And I had to navigate all the streets that had the curb cutouts blocked by traffic. And all the driveways, it was a ridiculous trek together. I was late. And I'm really disgusted the way these meetings have gone, because this is not how a meeting should run. How come you don't run these meetings like they run the State House meetings, according to Robert's rules? You don't follow Robert's rules here, but you follow them at the State House. How come you don't follow them here? I'm so glad you guys brought this back so I don't have to yell, because that's ridiculous. I can't yell. I don't feel well. Why are you talking? This is, where's the gavel? Somebody hit the gavel. Thank you. Thank you. So I fight for disability rights, and I gotta tell you, Union City is the worst to live in if you're a disabled person. The worst. There's no compassion for disabled vets in this town. And my dad was a disabled vet. My dad was in Vietnam. He was in a prison in Vietnam. And when he came home from Vietnam, they all spit on him, and he had PTSD. And he came home and he shot himself in the head. After he shot himself in the head, he was in a wheelchair. Just like your dad was in a wheelchair, my dad was in a wheelchair, because he shot himself in the head, fighting for you. Fighting for you people. He gave it all. All gave some gave all. My dad gave it all, and he lost it here. He didn't lose it in Vietnam, he lost it here. How come we're not helping our vets in this town? No wheelchair access. You have urban enterprise zones that give tax breaks to people that are not in wheelchairs, to people that are not disabled vets. Why? Why do we not care about our vets in this town? We're about everything else but the vets. And these meetings are terrible. I can't get over how you guys have the technology to film us, but not to hear us, and not to let us hear you. Absolutely disgusting treatment of the disabled. Are you guys part of rolling back the 504? Is this part of Trump's rolling back 504? Is that what we're doing here? Screw Judy Heumann, the woman who fought for human rights in a wheelchair, my hero. Are we screwing over Judy Heumann? The heck with her, right? You getting all this? It's H-E-U-M-A-N-N. Disability rights are human rights. Disability rights are human rights. Disability rights are human rights. And that's why I'm here. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm here because of the First Amendment too. I couldn't fight for disability rights without the First Amendment. And you guys violate the First Amendment. You guys violate Robert's rules. And I don't understand why this meeting is not transparent. Like the State House meetings. You run a State House meeting totally different from this meeting. You use Robert's rules there. You don't do that here. Why is that? What is the difference? Am I missing something? You got this guy here threatening people with arrest. This is not a good meeting. I can't see you, I can't hear you. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow.
Just gold with the EPA.
They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Myers.
No.
This week? Okay.
Lefty.
Full Court Press NB. It was another bizarre meeting. Again, kept us back at half court once again. They didn't want to use, like you said, they didn't want to use the sound system that was graciously provided. They made an equation of a vendetta mask to murder when it represents rebellion of oppression and corruption.
Pause there.
Yeah.
He had a mask, like an anonymous mask on, and what did Skorinsky, the lawyer, Donald Skorinsky, the lawyer who represents the city, what did he say to Jersey Watcher about that mask?
He made it a purpose to state for the record, let the record reflect that he's wearing anonymous vest, which represents murder. It doesn't represent murder. It represents rebellion to corruption.
And
That's what it
with a
represents.
purpose to intimidate.
Yeah, with purpose to intimidate. Okay, I mean, the same argument can be made for the mask he's wearing right now, or any mask for that matter. It's a stupid thing, but that's what these lawyers do. We experienced our first Gavel back, which was interesting, and then they had this weird thing where they put a body camera on a tripod and said it was streaming live, but wouldn't tell us how to open request it because it's still a public record, right? They're creating a public record, but we should be able to open request that. But Captain Bergbauer was being extra dickish today and decided that he didn't want to give us any information about where that camera goes or how we can access that public record. So what I did learn today is that it's not the size of the gavel, it's the sound of the pound. And
you got a rap tune going on there.
We're going to keep pounding away.
Yeah.
Everybody, this is full court press, and guess where we are?
It'd be a 3-day suspension.
Half court.
Have you
With
consented
full court
to that?
press.
Yes. You understand it?
Raise your hand if you've never been accused of sexual harassment. Anyone? Wow. Let the record reflect that nobody raised their hand. Also, let the record reflect that Donald Skorinsky's law firm is associated with sexual harassment. Unlike that mask that we got going on over here. Good evening, Union City residents and all the folks watching at home. Wondering, how does Brian Stack still have a job here? Well, I'll tell you, intimidation, corruption, and a political machine so greasy, even a deep fryer would be jealous. But the writing's on the wall, folks, and in case Brian hasn't read it, let me grab a can of spray paint and spell it out. The king of corruption's time is up. Now, I know king of corruption sounds dramatic, but let's be real. If corruption were an Olympic sport, Brian Stack would have a gold medal, a $300 million budget to cover up how he got it, and an arrest warrant for the referee. Let's start with education funding. Union City gets over $300 million in state aid. That's more per student than anywhere in New Jersey. Yet somehow, the schools are still struggling. The only thing getting an A+ around here is Stack's ability to funnel money into his political machine. Even Mayor Sacco said every New Jersey taxpayer is financing Stack's political machine. And when another corrupt mayor calls you corrupt, that's like a drug dealer telling you to cut back. Now, Stack doesn't just take taxpayer money, he takes out anyone who questions him. Leroy Truth asked too many questions at the meeting, arrested. Victorina Salvador spoke up about harassment, her case vanished like Stack's ethics. City employees, step out of line, you'll find yourself transferred to a job counting paper clips in a broom closet. Union City politics is like the mafia, but instead of cement shoes, you just get a demotion and a strongly worded warning. But if you're in Stack's inner circle, life is sweet. His ex-wife, Kadia Stack, ran a private daycare but got a city car, free gas, free insurance, and a city building operating, rent-free. So private business, public perks, must be nice. Residents at Troy Towers, a building filled with his biggest political donors, get a taxpayer-funded shuttle service. Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here playing, will the New Jersey Transit bus ever arrive? And let's not forget Stack's greatest magic trick, turning Union City funds into hush money faster than you can say federal investigation. Oh, but wait, there's more. Wrongful arrest? Ask Moreno Medina, a newer cop arrested for being friends with the wrong people. That cost Union City $67,000. Political retaliation? Ask Ricky Patel, an ICE agent harassed for investigating city corruption. Union City paid out $100,000 for that one. Dirty campaign money? Stack took donations from a woman running a human smuggling ring. Only after it made headlines does he decide to return the money, because nothing says I'm innocent like getting caught first. At this point, if you Google Union City corruption, your Wi-Fi might crash from the overload. But here's the thing about kings. They all think their kingdom will last forever. Well, Brian, bad news, your reign is ending. The teachers see it, the police see it, the business owners see it, the writing is on the wall. And when the people see the truth, no king survives. So Brian, start packing up the throne, because even the best con artists, eventually they run out of tricks. Thank you. And well, before I leave, oh wait, Stack still owes you money. Everyone. He owes everyone money. Pizza at the Palmas.
And I asked Stack, point blank, who is the most corrupt mayor, senator, and politician in America, I asked him, why did he allegedly collude with Governor Phil Murphy and members of the New Jersey State Troopers in a pre-planned event, allegedly, that they had planned to violently take me out of that meeting while I was speaking, supposedly to teach me a lesson. How do I know about these allegations? Because a number of good men and women who are New Jersey State Troopers have contacted me, and some of my sources as well. And some people in Governor Phil Murphy's office have bravely contacted me. And as I always say, they will be absolutely confidential. So keep that information coming. But allegedly, Mayor Brian Stack had me violently removed to attempt to teach me a lesson and to attempt to get me to stop investigating him, which, Brian, after 15 months, don't you know, I get up stronger every single time, and the team gets bigger and more committed to exposing you, because you're the king of corruption in New Jersey. That's your new label. And so we're going to continue to investigate and expose you peacefully, always peacefully. You're the only one who does violence against us, and me in particular. So I wish you a long, healthy, peaceful life in federal prison with a prison outfit that's just a little too tight, maybe chafes a little bit. I don't want you that comfortable in prison.
Hang out with Bob Menendez.
Yeah, do some mahjong, crochet, you know.
Like each other.
And extra slippery soap.
Oh, and Leroy, let me throw this in because we didn't mention it. Being that he didn't use a microphone that we were provided, he actually got over on us because none of us were able to speak during the consent agenda, and I believe most of us were going to speak here. And he spoke so quietly during that moment that it went right over us, and we didn't get the opportunity to speak.
Absolutely. So important. I thank you, Jersey Watcher, Mikey.
The captain said he wouldn't enforce the sunshine laws also.
Very important, thank you. We literally said, if they're saying we can't speak when they're speaking, which we wouldn't do, that it's equal, and they were speaking, literally Stack was speaking over us to other commissioners while we were speaking. And then I said, Bergbauer, go get them for disrupting the meeting. So, oh no, I don't enforce sunshine laws. Well, you do when it's us.
Yeah, it was for us.
So, rules for thee, not for me.
Check 1, 2. Hello, everyone. I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations. I'm not going to waste time talking to Stack, but I'm going to talk that way a little bit, because Stack, why did you have me violently, unlawfully removed from the Senate Judiciary hearing while I was speaking about Bill 4142, which redesigns the ballots in the state of New Jersey to favor the corrupt incumbents like you? Did you know that after you had me violently removed while I was speaking during the public speaking time, my public comment time, that New Jersey State Troopers have contacted me? They allege that you pre-planned that event along with allegedly Governor Phil Murphy. And Stack, I'm talking to you here. Why do you keep going to like your OnlyFans page? I know you love yourself. Come on. If you're going to show it to all of us. This is a public meeting. I'm going to open your OnlyFans page now. New Jersey State Troopers came to me because there's many men and women in New Jersey State Troopers that have great integrity. And they come forward to me because they cannot abide you. And you know what they allege? They said that this was an entire collusion that you did, pre-planned, with Governor Phil Murphy and the New Jersey State Police and yourself, and allegedly Senator Sarlo, a Democrat as well in the New Jersey State Senate, to attempt to silence me and attempt to injure me for speaking truth and exposing your corruption. We the people indict you, Senator Stack. I first stepped in Union City Hall. I didn't know you from Adam on December 1st, 2023. Good guy activism, make sure to subscribe. He invited me there. Turned out he had a tip. I didn't know that at the time. But he had a tip that there was a major corrupt mayor and senator there. And I thought it was just a simple First Amendment audit. However, Detective George Haber, he happened to be the person who came on scene and protected my rights. And guess what happened? You and Chief Faccini retaliated against him, took him from detective, busted him back to patrol. You weren't able to change the detective name because of some new rules. But guess what I found? Back around, I don't know, June 2nd, 2006, in Jersey Journal. Jury awards an ex-cop $270,000 in politics suit. Blast in the past. Let's jog your memory, Mayor. And soon to be felon Stack. A Superior Court jury has awarded $270,000 to a former police detective who filed a civil suit alleging that he was busted down to a patrolman because he supported a political opponent of Mayor Brian Stack. The verdict in favor of Raymond Lopez, who I heard is a very good man, was returned Wednesday afternoon for $270,000 after just 3 hours of deliberation because they knew how dirty you were and how dirty you are right now. 20 years later, you're even worse. But here's the thing. You think you're going to get away with this. The walls are closing in on you, Stack. They're coming from you from all angles. And no one's out to get you. I want to make that super clear. Number two, I don't care about you. Personally, I go home, I put my head on my beautiful Tempur-Pedic pillow in Connecticut, and I dream about fun things. You, on the other hand, live and breathe Leroy Stack. I've heard you even have some weird fantasies, but that's for another meeting.
I heard it.
Unless you want to share them now.
Gotta pay for that.
That's pay for play. Now, everything I've done for the city, I've done the right way. And I served the community well as the officer and as a commissioner. This is Ray Lopez speaking. The jury has spoken, and they spoke for a reason and with a purpose. They are protecting the citizens against acts of discrimination and against mayors and senators like Brian Stack. So Brian Stack, we have indicted you, we have investigated you, and how do we the people find you? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
And your laugh's going to turn to a frown, upside down to a frown, when the little pink handcuffs are on you, Stack.
God bless you, Lefty, Full Court Press, Scalzo Photo, South Jersey News. Stay tuned for much, much more. There's lots going on. I also heard some, not little birdies, big birdies told me there is not enough water pressure in the Hudson County Superior Court building in the sprinkler system. I called the head of fire, don't remember his name, but he's the head of North Hudson Fire for the state. And he's like, no, they'll do it for inspection at some point. Well, meet me now. No, at some point. That is a death trap if that is true. Stay tuned for much more. God bless you all. See you next time. Subscribe to everyone's channel. Alone we fall, united we stand. And as Martin Luther King said, the problem is not that we are outnumbered. The problem is that we are out-organized. And now we are organizing. We are legion. God bless you all.